I didn't film inside of the animal shelter because it was quite busy. I just dropped off a whole lot of toys, which was leftovers from the Leisure web shop. www.leisure.com is the website, the dog platform, and then I had a small web shop, a bit similar like Amazon FBA, but then the Dutch alternative. I'll talk more about that in the part 2 of this video. The web shop, yeah, just a small web shop with dog accessories. So I'm driving to the animal shelter again because I always forget to drop something off. This time I've got 4 more pots of treats and a few toys, a few more toys on top of the box that I just dropped there with, well, it was almost 15 kilos with all sorts of toys and accessories, leashes, harnesses and so on. So that's all leftover stock from my web shop, something I've been doing for the last few years, since October 2021 if I'm not mistaken. Consists of sourcing products on Alibaba. First all of the ordering processes, so putting it on the plane to my home address, using a forwarding company which delivers it, well, which flies the products over by plane, and the supplier needs to make sure the products end up at that warehouse to be able to go on the plane. Then it's mostly been a pretty decent source of income, since I didn't really have to do that much for it. Could have done way more, of course, and then it may have been a way better income source. But all in all, it was just something on the side, and it brought me in about at least a good 1,000 euros every month extra. So that's not gross. Gross is like anywhere between 2,000 and 3.6 was the maximum, I think. But yeah, I really didn't have to do much for it. Definitely once you've done all the market research and created all the product photos, it's pretty easy from there on. Then you should be doing some marketing and all of that stuff, but I wasn't. Fun experience to source these products, to work together with these Chinese suppliers to design types of collars, types of leashes and so on. And that went really well, and it sold, so that was already we sold some unique products together, let's say it like that. And of course there's also products that don't sell, things things you think will sell. Those products, well, they would be priced anywhere between $1.25 and $4, I think, was the maximum I would go, because there's a lot of cost added for shipping these with the forwarding transport costs, and then taxes, and then more. If I have to send it out to a Belgian or a Dutch customer, then I also have to add the cost of shipment on top of that, and then the platform takes its cut, and so on. So these products then end up to be priced mostly around 20 euros a piece, and then you have about a 30 to 40% profit margin. But there's a lot of becoming self-employed, there's a lot of costs involved, so it wasn't really something to shout from the rooftops. It was just a welcome extra, and an interesting learning curve, because you have to learn about e-commerce, fulfillment, all these logistics, all of it around it, a bit of marketing and so on. I did end up working together with a freelancer just to do the product listings, which he did a pretty good job for only 50 euros for 9 product photos, so that was interesting. Then just the listings themselves, I adjusted them myself. It wasn't that difficult, and I used some kind of other platform, some software as a service called Bolo, which both did the forwarding but also had all kinds of educational materials to get started with your own web shop, and yeah, a lot of they talk about strategy all around for your e-commerce business. So that was a big help. I did pay anywhere around 40 to 50 euros a month just for being well, and they offered some useful tools, of course, because they're software as a service. Yeah, all kinds of calculators and databases to compare products and search keywords and much more. I ended up on that is actually I heard a video testimonial from someone I used to go to school with, and that was kind of the breakthrough. Like, I wasn't convinced, and then I saw that, I started talking with him and some other people that were an active partner, knowing people in the business, and they were really helpful with everything, so that's great. Most of it was going really well, so you just list these products, and then you get orders every evening. I was really excited getting those first 40 euros. After maybe 2 months it went to 2,000 euros. Or 3,006 was then the maximum, and then I scaled back down because I had to, yeah, was still like testing the market. I had way too many products and so on. So yeah, let's drop some stuff off at the animal shelter. Okay, dropped off the stuff at the animal shelter. Where was I? So yeah, I kind of talked about the good stuff, so it was a decent income, and I didn't have to do that much for it. Yeah, I probably should have, to make it my main income or something. But yeah, for me it was just a very interesting learning experience in a new field. And now I have my experience with selling physical products that market. I'm going to be focusing more on digital products, since I'm a software engineer, a web developer with AI experience and so on. I am already building my YouTube channel on programming stuff on another YouTube channel. Keep it simple, stupid. Kisscode.com. Let's see, so the bad stuff about this e-commerce: customers, of course, who know how to play the system, game the system, who will try to extract free products, kinds of unsellable products we're getting back, which when I started, we didn't have to accept. Because yeah, it has to be returned in a decent state, so in a state which can be sold instantly again without too much of cleaning or repairing. And it's about dog accessories, could be dog toys, could be dog collars and leashes, and dogs, they can really destroy most things in 10 minutes. So there's not too much rules about guarantees and all that stuff, or warranties, let's say, when it comes to dog stuff, because yeah, it's just not it doesn't have a long lifespan anyways. Think about those stories of people ordering a lawnmower, mowing the lawn, and then just returning this lawnmower. Possible on these e-commerce platforms as well. But then it's usually legally they have 2 weeks that they can return the item, and then the platform offers them 30 days or something. So yeah, they get the time to use the product for a month, and then, well, They should probably start returning it after 2 weeks anyway, so it comes back in time and they can get their money back. So anyway, anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks they can use the product, and if they don't like it they can just return it. Once in a while you get these things that you can't sell any longer, can't put them back into the stock. So then we should be able to refuse those returns and keep the money. Anyway, so recently I had such a case, like I only have like a few a year I would say, and I refused it. And then the customer, apparently more aware of their I would say rights, but it's not rights, it's just the platform's policies, let's say. It's nothing legally bound or anything. The customer was apparently well aware of what the next steps were, and she basically returned a product dirty and incomplete. One of the screws was missing on the product. So I couldn't put it back in there, because if I sold that product again, I can clean it, that's fine, I can repackage it, that's fine. If I had another screw I could have added that and put it back into stock. Unfortunately I didn't have any more extra screws, so I cleaned it, but yeah, without screws I couldn't sell it anymore. Customers then ask for me to send new screws, but well, it costs about €6 just to ship a product, so yeah, that's that would eat away at the margins. So this customer in particular, they returned it, I refused it, and she was hell-bent on getting either the product back or the money back. And she didn't actually pay yet because she was using Klarna or something, which allows customers to not even pay for the product just after a month or so. But there is interest accruing on those delayed payments, so she tried to get out of the interest, she tried to get out of the payments, she tried to get out either the money or the product back. Which is absolutely ridiculous, to get the product back, but the only reason she was asking that was for me to probably give up and give her money back or something, to be done with the nonsense. So the platform had added another policy rule which wasn't in existence when I started the web shop. That rule policy basically said, if you refuse as a partner, so I send it to them, so I paid €5 for the shipment, they should have paid for the product. So actual people, male men or women, go out, deliver those packages, and then the client can return it, the customer can return it for free, but it's likely also on my bill, on my expense. They can send it back for free, so but they also use some kind of stamp, I'll say it, like the €6, or well, I heard it's only €3 to send it back or something. Anyway, that's also a cost for the partner. And then both states, so after they send it back for free, well, for them for free, and I refuse the product because it's not in acceptable state, then I should, on my own costs again, I should send it back to the customer. Completely ridiculous. So that means that I would need to pay €12 in shipment costs to deliver a product of €15 to a customer who keeps changing up their minds, and they're actually just trying to get out of everything. So that's what the platform really stimulates, encourages the worst customer behavior. and yeah, they're applying some kind of bully tactics actually on their partners, their so-called partners, which would be myself, because yeah, the customer for them is the most important side. I can understand that and to some degree, but yeah, then don't call us partners. If we start with a story on Instagram, it has nothing to do with my shop, but I have plenty of stories in my shop alone. So I saw a girl complaining that her table burst. Yeah, well, she said it was a 3-year-old table, a glass table that had been standing outdoors for 3 years, and she was absolutely hell-bent on getting a free new table because in her eyes, using some glass object for 3 years is not enough. Strange expectation is created by these large companies. Another story in which it was about a speaker, so a sound system, and it gave up after 8 years, and they just send them a free new one. So yeah, that does create a loyal customer, but it's a bit ridiculous if you have to comply to all of these demands or all of these situations, because if it's just a few, yeah, can maybe you could do that, but it's not just a few, it's people actively trying to extract free products, whether it's experienced extractor or organized or whatever. You could think I'm thinking too far with these things, but it's not. It's a coincidence that they use the same phrases to indirectly demand a free product, like something in the lines of "How will we resolve this?" And it's actually passively aggressively demanding a free product. Usually they have an opportunity to review your service at hand, so they'll use that against you. So yeah, it's mostly manipulative. So let's talk again about the last story that I had about a girl who wanted to try to get under her payments, away from her payments. It's just like they get offered a free return. So, but that free return, yeah, mostly we're paying for it as partners of the platform. But it's, yeah, it doesn't exist a free return. It's actual people having to drive around the country between Belgium and the Netherlands. Yeah, it's not free at all. It's actual labor, time, energy, money being wasted for people that sometimes don't even try to estimate the product dimensions. Like I often get returns with the comment too large or too small or too this or too that, while it's actually the title says ball 9 centimeters. So yeah, customers order that. I pay for the shipment costs. Well, I should calculate that in the product price, of course. But yeah, then I get it back, which is, don't think I calculate that into the price, because yeah, then you're pushing the prices over 20 euros for a simple ball or something. That's not that ideal. So then I get it back, so more people get activated to ship the ball back to my place. Yeah, just think about that. Like, it goes around multiple countries twice, for people just not reading the title or not trying to estimate anything before buying. And yeah, because it's so easy, the that platform tries to very easy to just get products, and they don't have to pay, they don't have to do anything but click that button. Yeah, and they make all kinds of absurd promises, sometimes without really consulting their so-called partners. So yeah, that's the downside of that, but yeah, all in all it's a pretty good passive income. And then I'll zoom in a bit and some other policies that I just can't agree with. So let's say somebody orders one of my collars of leashes. They use it for 2 weeks, and then they can send it back for free, so-called for free. So that's all fine. Yeah. So but let's say they ordered, before that they ordered the exact same leash, and this time they're just swapping it out. So they're swapping out the old one for the new one. And then you've got all kinds of tricks to get discounts as well. So what you may see, so we already talked about with people that try to extract free products. Every now and then you see some of your products end up somewhere else, being sold somewhere else for either the same price or more, even on a different marketplace. So, and you can ask yourself, is that one of those free ones, or a swapped one, or just can be just genuine? Of course, that's no problem. Most are genuine. But then you've got people that also, they use it and they make it a bit dirty or incomplete or whatever, and then that's another story I heard, right? And then they're waiting for it that same product to buy it back, but at a discount since it's now used. So they will intentionally use it, well, make it look used and so on, to then buy it back just to save themselves €2 or something, or more. And that's kind of the whole thing. So you activate multiple people to drive from Belgium to the Netherlands and back, just for you to save €2. It's kind of disgusting in my opinion, but anyway. Then you've got the same thing with volume discounts, as I can say, if you buy 3 or 5 you get a discount of 5 or 10% or whatever. And then of course you've got people buying 3 or 5 and then just sending 2 or 4 pieces back. So yeah, just for that 5 or that 10% discount, they're actually, that's abusing the system, and they think they're that smart or something. It's just disgusting. But anyway, that's my opinion. And the platform doesn't really do anything to combat any of it. They, quite the contrary, they kind of stimulate, encourage customers to do all kinds of nonsense stuff. And if it's just one case, that's fine, man. Then most people are like, oh, let's just give a free product instead of wasting time, energy and money on this. That's, you could do that. But on the other hand, if you're stimulated by that, you're stimulating maybe organized. Another scenario that could happen is, so let's say, so it links to the scenario where I would have to pay to return it another time to the customer. So let's say another company, a bigger company, a partner with a rivaling partner, rivaling with my web shop, with my smaller web shop. Let's say they just buy all of my, it's a gamble, but it's a risk and it's a theoretical or hypothetical scenario. But let's say they buy up all of my stock, just hold it for 2 weeks or longer, and then decide to dump it incomplete or dirty or whatever, and then demand to get it back again, so I would have to pay them actually to ruin my stock, ruin my web shop. So then they get their money back, and I should pay an extra 5 euros for every 6 euros for every product. That's just insane. That's a way you could ruin your smaller rivals in just one move, let's say, or maybe it's what these policies allow, and they're doing absolutely nothing against it, because all this customer's king or queen nonsense has really gone to the customer's head. And then you get these scenarios where they think they can just use something for 3 years and then expect a new one for free or something. It's a bit, yeah, I wonder who raised them. Well, probably the big companies encouraging that shitty behavior. Well, they don't try it with cars or anything more expensive. Well, I can't talk, I can't say for those industries, but yeah, you can't do it for a car. If you use a car, if you just drive it out of the shop, it already loses value. And well, if it comes to a table, a glass table, or a dog collar, or any other webshop item, suddenly they think it's okay to demand a new one for the full price, and so on. It's a bit strange how that goes, how that works. So I didn't explain it that well, the scenario of the hypothetical scenario of the company buying up all my stock. So they just buy up all my stock. Okay, I have nothing left at that time, which also hurts my my income, but I'm supposed to getting all the money at once. Anyway, they just use it for some time and then dump it back. Either they return it dirty, incomplete, or whatever, used, and I can't resell it, and they demand their money back. So then I have to, yeah, reimburse the entire stock, or I refuse because it's, yeah, I can't sell it again. Then I have the money, let's say, but I should pay for every product to send it back to that larger company. So that would cost, well, the profit margins would be gone anyway. I'll probably be losing on all of it. So that's very unfortunate, and yeah, multiple ways of abusing these e-commerce platform policies. So there's likely upsides and downsides with any of these business plans and business models. A good thing is that, yeah, it's kind of borrowing a business plan of someone else, and yeah, that raises the odds of it succeeding, or just mildly succeeding, let's say. By now I am out of the car walking the dogs. But anyway, I'm going to focus more on digital products rather than physical products. And there's also tricks like personalizing products. Then the return policies are different, then they likely can't return it because it's personalized, and so on. So yeah, there's definitely strategies that I could have applied, but all in all, I'm just kind of it's not something I'm too agree, yeah, that I agree with all these policies and customer demands of well, slightly unrealistic from both sides. That's actually literally thinking you're a king or a queen to just mobilize other people at whim. So yeah, it's can definitely be something for you, these Amazon FBA or alternatives. But yeah, there is definitely another side to it as well. And most of these big companies, they tend to burn the returned products, like the clothes. So how does that make sense that small, yeah, that we would have to pay to send the returned product back to the customer? Makes absolutely no sense. The larger companies, they burn it because it costs too much to fold it back or to get it back in shape to resell it. So that's cheaper for them. They're of course dealing with employee costs and other costs. But anyway, it just does not make sense. And the only reason they added that e-commerce platform added that bullshit promise is so we would not, as partners, we would not try to refuse any returned product. So yeah, just some disgusting bullying tactics there. Because well, at first I had to research that rule myself, that policy, because yeah, I had never heard of such policy. Not even when I started. I think I did learn about the return policies, but that wasn't a part of it. So something they added along the years, and for some reason the customer was well aware, and I wasn't aware as partner, and the platforms, the e-commerce platforms customer service wasn't aware of that policy either. So I had to tell them after a while that that seems to be a new policy, and they were really like encouraging me to just accept the incomplete returned product. That would be less of a hassle than paying to ship it over again. But that's just disgusting, disgusting policy enforcement, kind of forcing their partners to comply. Whatever they gain with that, I don't know. Just a happy customer, I guess. Well, a customer that's just completely abusing the platform. And I definitely don't play along with these entitled customers who act like literal kings or queens. And then we could talk about gross incompetence of these platforms. I have, so they offer a service, it's a fulfillment service, which means that I can send my product to their warehouse and then they'll just take over all of the order fulfillment, so ship it out to the customers, first process the orders and ship it out to the customers, and then the aftercare they'll also do for the returned products and so on. So sounds great, sounds perfect, and that's a way to automate your business almost, like at least they don't need your physical activity or presence or whatever, so you could yeah, it just runs while you can do other stuff, work on other income streams and so on. So it's a pretty cool service in theory, only that they're unfortunately grossly incompetent in the way my orders, my stock, they often come in boxes of 100 pieces at a time. That's about 10 kilos, 15 kilos, sometimes 500 pieces. And it comes all the way from China to my door in Belgium, which is amazing. Never had any problems. Had great Chinese suppliers, very friendly, helpful, and were able to deliver very unique designs. If you just give them the creative freedom, which I did. Yeah, of course, there are some Chinese suppliers which kind of mislead you by false advertising. They'll advertise a product and then you'll order 100, and then they'll send a picture in the chat which misses some kind of attribute, but then they ask you, is that really the color you want? And then you say yes, and then they frame that as a confirmation, you accepting the lesser product, let's say, missing the advertised attributes. So yeah, that's unfortunate, and that's why they also do recommend to only buy in 100 MOQ, minimal order quantity or something like that. Yeah, because you still have to test the suppliers' trustworthiness and the product quality and so on. Anyway, so, and if you have, once you have a good supplier, trustworthy supplier with a great product quality, they seem to be able to deliver that to your doorstep, from all the way from China to Belgium. A pretty long distance. Then I arrange, and they do a lot of extra things as well, the Chinese, really great service. And then I prepare those shipments. Normally they should go straight away from China then to the platform's warehouse, so they could do the fulfillment directly. So then it's actually fully without my presence required. So a fully automated business. But yeah, that wasn't supported for Belgium until yeah, for some legal reasons. So the boxes had to come to my address first, and then I would have to ship them to the Dutch warehouses. And that's where it kind of goes wrong. So they seem to be wildly incompetent in handling these boxes of stock, which can have like a price tag of 2,000 euros if you would sell all the products. And yeah, they seem to be just handling those incarefully, misplacing them, losing them, sending them back to the wrong supplier, and so on. That's happened to me multiple times, and just only did like 3 shipments to them. I think I lost 2 boxes, which is crazy because I've done at least 20 from China and nothing happened. So yeah, I was just suddenly just 4,000 euros was just in limbo, never to be seen again. And then I got a reimbursement of 100 euros, which is an absolute insult. It also, each time it was also the product that was in direct competition with the products they're selling themselves, that Dutch e-commerce platform. Is that a coincidence? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but and then there's all kinds of competencies that they offer to label your products, but they don't really look at the products. They'll just yeah, just grossly do it wrong, and then it has to come back and then back again, and everything costs quite some money and time, energy, frustrations, and yeah, very bad experience with that service, which is supposed to be the end-all be-all fully automated business end goal for that whole business plan. There's of course people who don't have any issues with that service. That is great.